All right. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Brother Gadog of Yahweh, with servers of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, a branch out here in Wisconsin. First, I'm going to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harach, Kodash. All praise to Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, in the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, in the name of the Holy Spirit. And double honors to the elder apostle, elder bishops of Great Millstones through well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom, shalom. So, as you've seen, it says, be leaders, brethren. And what do a leader do? A leader be an example of another leader that he's following, right? Righteous leaders at that, brothers, right? So I want to bring out this. This is First Timothy 1. I want to get 16 if I'm not mistaken. All right, yeah. First Timothy chapter 1 and 16. Howbeit for this cause I obtain mercy, that in me first Yahushua Mashiach might show forth all long suffering. So in this truth, with being a leader, if you got a leadership position, they show the same long suffering that Yahushua showed, man. Right? For a pattern to them which should hereafter believe on him to life everlasting. Because we're long suffering for Yahushua so that we can get life everlasting. We want to be examples of suffering with Yahushua for those that's following behind us, man. We want to be them examples like the big bros that we are on one accord with. You know, want to be them pure examples, those godly vessels that's been to the best of their ability, following the law, statutes, commandments, and able to guide and teach others also. Right. And let's get Exodus. Got some precepts written down, so bear with me. Let's go to Exodus 18. Exodus 18 and verse 21. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men. So in this truth, man, hey, the men can be leaders, man. The men go from one position to a higher position under the power of spirit Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right? Such as fear Yahweh, some men that fear the Lord. Men of truth, not of their own belly, not of vainglory, but of truth, righteousness, right? Hate and covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands and rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties and rulers of tens, and let them judge the people at all seasons, right? And it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, for every small matter they shall judge. So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee. So, hey, when Moses had it, hey, guess what? He people that were falling behind, people that were like considered 145 that were considered elders. They guess what? The elders had men under them, righteous men under them, and guess what? Those righteous men had men under them. Guess what? And certain men had over 1,000, certain men over 100, certain men over 50, certain men over tens. Right? Let's go back to First Timothy. Because this is the qualification for you of being a leader, man. This is what some of our duties that we have to do, right? This is First Timothy chapter 3, and I'm starting verse 1. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, right? Because it says if basically if you have more than one wife and you're trying to obtain the office of bishop or trying to obtain the office of a bishop, you won't have time for the Lord. You'll just be always dealing with your wives, man. And that's why I say that you want to have all your leadership mentality on Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and the office that He gave you, right? Vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach. And you have to be apt to teach always, man, if you want to be a leader, right? A leader over um, plenty of Israelites, right? Not given to wine, um, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous, right? One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. So another leadership role, you gotta be blameless, um, focused on the Lord, sober, good behavior, hospitality, apt to teach, um, can't be given too much wine, can't be worried about your own belly, right? You gotta be patient and not a brawler, not covetous. You gotta rule your own house, man, right? In righteousness under Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right? Well, if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of Yahweh? So if you ain't been able to rule your own house, how can you take care of the children of the Lord? How can you be a shepherd on taking care of the flock if you can't take care of your own house, right? If you can't rule your own house. Um, Not a novice, least being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil. Whew. Moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and the snare of the devil. Likewise, so that's what I wanted to get. So you got to have a good report, right? Among those that ain't got the truth, man, you got to be seen as a leader, right? To those that are without, man, to the lost sheep of the house of Israel that are without. All right, let's get on 2 Timothy 2 for a precept. 2 Timothy 2, and let's start at verse 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Mashiach Yahushua, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses. The same commit thou to faithful men. To what? To faithful men. So these leaders, another leader characteristic is being faithful to the Lord, right? Commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. And they're able to teach others also the faithfulness they have learned, right? The truth that they have learned. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. And they endure hardness as good soldiers of Yahushua Mashiach. I got two more precepts that I got written down. Let's go to Proverbs 25. And then we'll get 1 Peter 5. Proverbs 25. All right, this is Proverbs 25 and 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So another leadership characteristic, you gotta have rule of your own spirit. Your spirit can't be ruled. Your flesh can't be ruling you, man. Right? Your spirit gotta be righteous, right? And you gotta have rule over it, man. Right? It says he that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So if you ain't got rule over your spirit, man, then you don't have a leadership characteristic or a leadership trait, for better words. Let's go to 1 Peter 5. I just wanted to bring that up. You know what? Let's see if I had more on that. So here. Okay, Con. Let's go to 1 Peter 5. Again, I ain't want this one to be too long. I just wanted to bring out some real quick hitters through the spirit to uplift the brothers and the brotherhood that do have these leadership roles, and they might need an exhortation. On this 1 Peter chapter 5, and I'm gonna start at verse 2. Feed the flock of Yahweh, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. So us younger brothers that could be leaders or leaders in our camp, we following out the righteous men that are in front of us, which are elders, right? And these are our spiritual leaders, and we're trying to be spiritual leaders behind them. And then the ones that we're over, that we want them to be spiritual leaders behind us, man. Lord willing, how righteous are, right? And righteousness, not in vainglory or anything that's carnal, but in spiritual glory of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. Verse 3, neither as being lords over Yahweh's heritage, but being examples to the flock. So we're supposed to be showing forth the light. We're supposed to be being examples and followers of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Let's jump over to chapter 4 and let's get there. Uh, um, let's get chapter 4 and First Peter chapter 4 and verse 1. For as much then as the Mashiach have suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. So we gotta be had a leadership quality to be able to arm ourselves with the same like mind as Yahweh Shai, right? For he that have suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin. So when we suffering, we gotta be suffering like Mashiach Yahweh Shai. We gotta be walking in his steadfast as leaders behind great leaders in front of us, man. Right? That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of Yahweh. Right? So let's jump over and let's get um chapter 4 and verse. I'm gonna get started at 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Mashiach, happy are ye, right? Another leadership quality. For the spirit of glory and of Yahweh rests upon you, and on their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. Right? But let none of you suffer as murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed. So the leadership quality to suffer, as an example to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua is not being ashamed that you're suffering for the Lord, but let him glorify Yahweh on this behalf. For the time has come that so kind of wanted to get that. And let's go back to chapter 5 and get um verse 4. First Peter chapter 5 and verse 4. Um and when the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away. So a leader should be wanting to be under the chief shepherd. As we're being lesser shepherds under the chief top shepherd, right? And we want a crown of glory that don't fade away. We want a crown of glory for our labor on the side that's righteous, Lord willing. We get that, right? And let's go to one more instructions over in the believer, man. All right, Khan, this is another leadership quality to suffer for the Lord again. Verse 6, First Peter 5 and 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. All right, and let's go down. And I'm going to start at verse 9. Whom resist, steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So the same ones that believe in Yahweh Shem Shah is pushing this truth and sincerity behind righteous, holy men. Hey, we're gonna endure the same afflictions that Yahweh Shah endured, man. Right? As being as living for the Lord, as being uh, obeyed believers, right? Okay, verse 10. But the power of all grace, who have called us into his eternal glory by Mashiach Yahushua, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, because this is making us perfect leaders, right? Established, Slakia, so stable, strengthened, stronger, and settle you in at peace, man. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Right. So hey, these you got certain leadership qualities to be a leader. You gotta be apt to teach, patient, you gotta be long suffering, you gotta be humble, meek, you gotta um be in this thing to be a leader, that the way that Yahweh Shah wanted it to be, right? You have to um, um first endure. It's just like the men that taught you that were righteous endured. So we gotta follow after per perfect examples like Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, um, as Yahweh sent his son Yahweh Shah to be an example unto us on how we should walk. Hey, it's men that's following Yahweh Shah and they're walking in his steadfast. Hey, the men that's following the Lamb, we should follow them. And we should learn from them and walk in his steadfast Yahweh Shah as well, man. So Lord willing is edifying for you, brothers, exhortation for you, brothers, to don't feel down, but take on the characteristics of a leader, man, and be a leader, man. Right? Endure as a leader, man. Suffer as a leader, man. Right? So that you can get a crown of glory that never fadeth away, man. So Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harach Kodash. Bless you, Yahweh, bless you, Yahweh Shah, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops of great millstones to be well. Peace, blessed to the hopeful elect. Call Halayim, love Allahai, now Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua, Bashem, Harach Kodash. All praise to Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, in the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, in the name of Holy Spirit. It's your brother Gadal, boy Yahweh, that was service of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, branch out here in Wisconsin. Hey, again, Shalom, Shalom, Wa Abba, Abba, La Tawal.